Hey guys, this is HTOMario, and I'm going to be showing you a Terran against Terran game as soon as we turn down the volume quite a bit. So, this is a Terran game against a fellow Grandmaster called Neeb. We're just going to skip the first part, the initial build order on ×2, but I'll talk about it. So, Neeb is a great abuser of Mech. He knows how to really catch you out of position and stuff, so I thought this would be a great game to show. So in Terran against Terran, it's not as important to wall off. You can deny the SCV with a wall off you would really like, but if they scout early enough, you know, they'll always get in. But the wall off is beneficial if they try to do some type of SCV all in, but I haven't faced that in so long that I'm not even concerned about it. I do a standard 10 supply depot, 12 barracks, 13 gas, or about closer to 14 gas since I get one marine out before I go ahead and get my reactor. I'm just kind of harassing his worker a little bit, but I do want to end up scouting to see if he has 1 or 2 gases, or none. And he does end up having 1 gas, so it could be aggression based. It's most likely going to be an aggressive play. I put my supply depot on the bottom left corner to make sure that I can spot for drops or buildings flying in trying to make units inside my base, like a factory making widow mines. This part of the game is very standard for me. This is the average opener that I use for almost all of my races. This is the one I'm most accustomed to and the one I know how to adapt the best. You should, with this specific build, if they go 1 Reaper at a time, you should have enough Marines coming out to easily deter it. You might lose a single Marine, but other than that, you shouldn't lose too much. Once the factory is done, we want to build a command center and a starport and a tech lab. This allows us to go get a Raven or siege tanks or swap them over and get marauders. You know, we really want at least 1 tech lab in our build. In this situation, I'm going to go for Marine Siege Tank, and then a Viking, I believe, or a Medivac. This is one of the safest openings. I do scan him, and I decide, you know, his expansion is faster than mine. Maybe he skipped some things, and he's got stim going. Maybe he doesn't have a bunker. So I go try to do a little bit of a poke out with a few Marines, but I do have a Siege Tank in my base in case of a drop. I also swap the add-ons to start producing Hellions and a Viking. And once I scouted the bunker, I go ahead and take the watchtowers and return to my side of the map. I also leave a unit in the middle, and this allows me to scout things coming, as you can see that I scouted that drop coming. So now I'm going to try to intercept it with my Hellions, my Viking, and my Marines. You can see that I scanned the widow mine, and this makes it so that I can just sacrifice 1 unit and then can kill it instantly because I have nothing that can outrange it. So we definitely don't want our Marines to get too splashed in the early stages of the game, or he can walk over and kill me because I don't have a bunker and I'm playing greedy by getting another command center. I put a supply depot at the front to kind of be an extra scout, you know, down the ramp in case I'm not paying attention or I'm not near my ramp. And I do produce 2 widow mines because I saw that he's kind of marine heavy, so the widow mines at the front means that he has to scan, and if he doesn't, he takes a lot of splash damage, which means he either has to retreat or he might die at an attack. I also have some things by his expansions, which means that I can spot when he gets his expansion. So right now I'm building a more heavy Hellion Viking count, and with a single Raven, this allows me to counter a lot of what he's doing. It lets me counter Marines, but not Marauders as much. But the Viking can also throw down a point defense drone if I'm really concerned about the Viking attack. I'm being very active on the map. I'm trying to deny all of these drops, and I'm doing a really good job about it, and I would imagine that at this stage of the game I'm pretty close to being even or further ahead. I just want to pause the game for a moment and show you that I do put a marine here, which shows me the full side, and a marine here, which shows me this full side. And if you combine that with the watchtowers, you can see the full outer side and see any drop coming in advance. If you put something here and here as well, you can see any attack on the map, and you don't have to be concerned about a drop that you didn't spot as long as you're good at looking on your minimap. I see his attack over here and it comes into watchtower range. Me taking out his siege tanks is definitely not something he can afford. This does weaken his drop intensely, and he has to retreat because I already have units inside of my base. So this drop did almost effectively nothing. You can see that I'm getting another command center because I feel so far ahead, and more missile turrets, and another armory. This is because I want to get dual upgrades. It now begins the twist in the game. I start playing in a way that I shouldn't be playing. I am being very active on the map with my Hellions and Viking, which is something that I must do. But the problem is that I have not properly set up my at-home defenses to stop counterattacks, which means that I am leaving myself open to these types of harass. And I must say that the longer this game get going, the more I felt ahead, which I was, but the more that I played careless. And I want to show you what happens in a game if you're playing well, but you start to become really careless as Mech. So I do actually end up losing this game. I had another command center, and I started another sensor tower on my third. So this makes it, he didn't do too much to me. I can still acquire those quick gases that are very important. And I can see where his army is on the map, producing my upgrades. And he's got a lot of marines, and I have a lot of Hellions, so it's really easy to overpower his army when my army clashes directly with him. Here's another problem. I decide to move across the map again. The reason why this isn't working very well is because my turret ring is very small. A medevac flying in should always be hit by preferably 3 missile turrets minimum. I have some small turrets up here, but as you can tell, I have no problem in my resource bank. We are on an even basis, and he is slightly ahead in the SCB count at the moment because he was able to snipe this base. So when I go for the attack, which can crush this army at the moment, the problem is that I am forced to retreat or I will lose all my infrastructure. If I had planted just a few more missile turrets and left a few units in the base, I could be more mobile on the map. One of the lessons you must learn as Mech is that you have to leave units behind until you're ready to attack, and then instead of units against bio, you replace it with planetary fortresses. And this allows you to rally your units with a planetary fortress that's nearby to your production facilities on top of each other, and makes it incredibly hard for him to kill it. You drop a few missile turrets around and you remax siege tank Widowmine, and it makes it almost impossible for him to drop on top of your siege tanks or push into your base while your main army is attacking. And then when a base race is forced, these types of harass won't be a problem. So now he's in my production facilities, takes out my mineral line, and because I was so careless, he was able to snipe my upgrades. This is huge. Sniping my upgrades means that my siege tanks do a lot less damage to his bio, and when they siege up. He was also able to force me out of position because I had to get pushed back all the way down to the bottom of my base, and he's able to make me lift another base. Granted, he is losing a lot and sacrificing a lot with this, but the fact that I've never been able to harass his economy due to me not properly defending my own base, due to his harass, his bio is faster, and the issue with this is that if I don't defend properly against it, I can never attack his economy, and it starts to boom out of control. It's not so much of a problem as his economy being out of control, because at certain stages of Mech you can just overpower him anyway. But the biggest problem is that with his economy, he can just keep doing drops like this, and I never properly defended against them. As you can tell, I'm trying to set up a planetary fortress down below, but I lost all my infrastructure. Overall, this game was closer than you would think it would be. Just a simple proper defense and maybe a few units left behind here and here would mean that I was incredibly safe to any attack. I could take my 4th, almost max out, and do a death push. I wouldn't have lost my armories, and it would have been a much closer game because he isn't mass expanding everywhere. He just has these units, and Mech is always stronger than Bio in a direct engagement. So, I just wanted to show you this game on what not to do when you are playing Terran against Terran. So, a great tips for you guys is turtle in your base, defend the harass, leave units in multiple positions and a small task force to reinforce, leave small task forces to defend extended bases, and then use a big task force to reinforce wherever he's attacking. You could even split it up into 2 sides. Defend properly, and then once you're ready to push out, you move out with planetary fortresses. In your bases with missile turret rings, and if it ever forces to a base race, they'll be forced to take a lot more damage than you will. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy the video, and there will be more videos to come. I have an interesting idea of trying to show you a game where I play with just a normal play so you can see my fingers, and then I show you the same game from the replay and talk about what's going on and what I'm thinking, so you can see everything, like, oh, what about this, and then form your own opinion and go, oh, he says this is what he was thinking, so you can see the different mindset. You can see how I move, so there you go. Remember, subscribe if you enjoy the videos, and I usually stream every morning at twitchtv.com/HTOMario. Thank you for watching, guys.